my shoes and out the door. 5, I'm alive. 6, 7, 8, feeling great. 9, gonna shine, life is good. I'm doing fine. 10, gonna do it right and do it again, yeah. I look into the sky with all the beautiful color, but there's more than just for me, so gonna share it with another. I got to show, to give, let out. I want to sing and shout. Take a look and see a beautiful morning that turns into a beautiful evening, and together make a beautiful life. And if you wanna,
I've been in here and people are roaring with laughter, so.
It's a dirty show, though.
Well, it's clean dirt.
Forgive me, but the best restaurants of the world are here in Vegas. I mean, you have here the best of the best.
Yes.
So we have many celebrities here. The Harley Madison come over here, and the Usher come over here many often, and the Paris Hilton come here, and Britney Spears came over here like 2 weeks ago.
Boy, I'm dating myself, but it's okay. Nobody else will.
Oh. That's so Vegas. Good afternoon. Welcome to That's So Vegas. I'm your host, Christine McKellar, and we're here live at the WCOBM studio in Las Vegas. Right off the bat, a shout out to all our veterans, past, present, and future. Today is Veterans Day. We have a very special show. I have here with me the Stewart family, Heather, Rob, and little Addie. Addie is going to be 2 in January, aren't you? 2. And she's, believe it or not, she is a cancer survivor. So we're going to talk about that a little bit today. And in conjunction with that, we have 2 representatives from the local Las Vegas Ronald McDonald Foundation. And part of your story is how when this all came about, and you had to go to Salt Lake, lock, stock, and barrel, that without the Ronald McDonald House, really, it would have been a tremendous burden. So before we introduce our other 2 guests, I wanted to talk a little bit about how you 2 met, because weren't you high school sweethearts or something, and then you kind of...
Close.
Okay, you tell.
We met about 18 years ago at church.
There you are.
Yeah, but she was 6 years younger than me.
I was too young.
We went out on a date. We actually went to a Garth Brooks concert.
That's a good choice.
And we didn't go on a second date
No.
until 18 years later.
We
That's
found
so
each other.
Vegas.
We found each other on Facebook, or
Did
you
you?
know, and
Really?
started talking again. And then we had one date, and then 7 months later we were married. And
Oh, that's wonderful.
And 6 months.
Yeah, you skipped that.
Oh.
So to cap it off, I asked her to marry me at the Garth Brooks concert.
yeah,
So our-
18 years later.
Our first and last date.
Yeah, it took him 18
with
years.
Garth Brooks.
So it all
Thanks,
just
Garth.
kind of like was an avalanche. It you both knew, and
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to use the older word, but you were a little more mature
Yeah.
than you had been
Yes.
18 years
Right.
previous to that. So I know
We
you
were
both
older.
love children.
Yes.
And you really wanted a family.
We did.
And so can you tell us a little bit about, you were going to say something about 6 months after you got married?
Yeah, so 6 months after we got married, then we found out we were, pregnant with her.
Oh.
And so she
Sweet pie.
worried me from the get-go. I went into preterm labor and anyways, I was on bed
remember,
rest,
yeah.
but then she was healthy, so we thought she was healthy.
Right, she had a little bit of colic when she was
Yeah,
first born.
she was a little
remember? I
fussy.
came out to
Yeah.
visit. and
Yeah,
you called me the baby whisperer.
She was
because
the
every
baby
time
whisperer.
I picked her up,
She
she'd
was.
just pass out.
She did. She did.
I know,
So,
I enjoyed it
But
so much.
that first year was just, amazing with her. She was reaching all her milestones, and just and we thought a healthy baby girl.
Right, and then I remember, we are family, I need to clarify that. Heather is my stepdaughter, and so I am little Addie's, I call me Demi-Grandma.
she's
Kind of like
the
Demi
Demi,
Moore.
yeah,
Demi-Gram. I mean, because you have your mom and you have your mom, so I
Yeah.
can't step on any toes there, God forbid.
Oh, she
You know? No, you have to fight over the baby. I remember the little bit of colic and everything, and then what was heartbreaking for me is the week that here in Vegas, got the invitation for her first birthday party, and we were all excited and
We already
everything.
had them out. Yep.
You had made all these preparations, and there was a bit of an incident, wasn't there?
Yes.
Where
I got up one morning. It was a week before her first birthday, and she was basically having a seizure. I didn't know what was happening, but her eyes rolled back in her head and having a seizure. She was unresponsive, and so we called 911. They came and they assessed her, and then we took her to the emergency room, and she had another seizure in front of the doctor there. And at that time, we just thought they thought it was maybe from the a fever.
right, she had been running.
Yeah,
fever,
she'd
right,
been kind
yeah.
of sick for the week, and so then she had another seizure in front of the doctor, and he thought, let's do a CAT scan, and they did a CAT scan, and then sure enough, they found a mass there, which
It was at the base of
Yeah.
Her
her,
brains.
the brainstem.
the brainstem was like wrapped around it.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, we didn't know if it was malignant or if it was cancerous or not, but they did a biopsy. and
That
found
was
it.
here in Las Vegas.
Yeah,
correct?
it was too complicated of a tumor, so they sent us to Primary Children's Hospital in Salt Lake City, Utah. So
Well, that is not easy to do with a sick child, have to pick up and move, and so much of, well, you have family in that area in Utah, but you had so
we
much
do.
family here. So how did you
Right.
find out about the Ronald McDonald House?
So all this was a whirlwind. We just
I know.
Within 3
packed
days.
up and figured
Yeah.
we'll get there and figure it out. We had generous friends offer their homes, but they were like 45 minutes, an hour away.
From the hospital.
We just thought that might be kind of difficult, and so when we got there, a social worker said, meet with a representative from the Ronald McDonald House, and it was a lifesaver. It was.
Because we didn't know what we were going to do. Where were we going to stay? We couldn't stay 45 minutes away from the hospital. So
Well, too, and you want to be as close to your child
and
when they're sick
that
as
was the main.
possible.
Yeah, that was the
So,
main. Yeah.
Is the Ronald McDonald House right there by the Children's Hospital?
It's like a mile and a half away.
Okay.
It's right there. They also have a Ronald McDonald family room where the parents and people
At the
can get
hospital.
in the hospital. Yeah, to where you can get away. Leave the room for a little while and take a break. But
That's amazing. So they offer you food and lodging, isn't that correct? They have apartments, so you have some privacy and
toiletries. I mean, they have anything you need.
They
it's just so
Yeah.
wonderful. It makes me want to cry. I mean, really,
it's-
that's great because for
Yeah.
years I have contributed to that
Yeah,
little box.
it was-
I am hooked on
Yeah.
McDonald's coffee.
I know.
Way before Starbucks. No, to this day they have the best
Mm-hmm.
coffee. And every time I drove your little brother Matt to school, every morning I would get my coffee at McDonald's, and I always dropped my change and more into the box. And I actually had said to Matthew when he got to be about 10 or 11, I said, I think we've helped build this Ronald McDonald House. And I didn't realize they're nationwide now, I imagine.
Worldwide.
Worldwide, thank heavens, thank the Lord. So that kind of helped ease the burden there. I understand they even have volunteers come in who cook home cookies.
They have volunteers that come in and do everything: clean, cook. I mean, anything you need. They find a way to.
Then sometimes they have celebrities come in to do nice things. They provide us with a nice meal and tickets to the Utah Jazz basketball game.
I remember you posted
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Facebook
To get
that
away.
you got to go.
So they try to make it light,
Right.
even though you're under such a stressful situation. They try to
enormous
do
stress.
things for the family too.
I
Yeah,
know. We
yeah.
followed your walk with your very clarified posts on Facebook. I mean, you were always so spot on with what was going on and always so uplifting. And you two never lost hope. Ever. We'll talk a little bit about that when we come back, and also we'll introduce our other two guests from Ronald McDonald Foundation. I need to give a quick shout out to my sponsor. That's the Red Roof Inn on Paradise Road across from the Hard Rock Hotel. Pet friendly, free breakfast and Wi-Fi if you're a guest, and it's convenient to the airport and the famous Strip. Don't go away. We'll be right back and get to meet some people from this fabulous Ronald McDonald House Foundation. Be right back.